Hello, my gorgeous gastronomes and vampires. Welcome to T-Rex Steel City Mukbang. Where will this food journey take you today? Pull up a seat. Let's eat. Hey guys, how you doing? We're in the home style setting today. Got the bubbly. And I want to say thank you to all my subscribers, old and new. I love you guys. And to those of you who have not subscribed, please hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so that you can be notified every time I upload a new video. All right, very basic today. Very basic. This is the lazy Saturday dinner, lunch dinner, luncheoner, whichever you want to call it. And I'm just having some leftover homemade pizza. It was in the freezer. Freezer surprise, there it is. And a beautiful garden salad. That's it, with some lettuce, of course, tomatoes, pepperoncini, garlic, onions, little Parmesan. That's it. So, you can get on with it. I'm really tired today because insomnia is a beast. It really is. Two nights in a row, I woke up at 3 o'clock in the morning. Stayed up till about 5. Went to sleep from about 5 to 6. Woke back up again. Any of you that have it, you know what I mean. But here I am. I'm just tired. All I have is a couple of short stories, because I really don't know the background on one of them, which is something that came across the screen. But I'm going to do a little continuation first of the Brittany Griner story, since more of that's coming out. The only part I want to focus on is the fact that she had to cut her hair. She had locks down her back, as you could see. And she had to cut them off. Because of the cold weather there in Russia. If she washed her locks, it was so cold she couldn't dry them. Okay, so, and anybody that has locks knows that washing them and drying them is a process. And having to cut your hair when you have locks is a little bit bigger deal than just up one day and deciding that you just want to cut your long hair off. If it's not locked, just you want to just have a haircut. if you are forced to cut locks, it can be traumatizing because growing them is a process. Growing them and maintaining them is a process more than any other hairstyle. To start them out, if you don't crochet them to start them out and you just twist, it can take 6 months for it to lock up. And there's the process of that when you cannot put water on it at that time because it'll undo the locks. I had locks as long as Brittany Griner 10 years ago. I was ready for a change. It wasn't I was forced to cut them off. I was ready to make the change. So I cut them off. I still had to make the decision. You know, like I want to do it, but it's like, oh, do I? There's still that decision there, but it's your decision. Brittany didn't have much of a choice. For her own health and safety, she had to cut them off. And that can be traumatic, as well as everything else that she went through. I was just thinking about that, you know. The other little short thing that I was saying that I saw on the news, but don't have a lot of history on, is the little boy that they found in a box. "65 years ago. 65 years ago. They just now have figured out who he is. He has finally been identified. They're trying to find some of his family. Of course, needless to say, his parents are not alive, so they're checking to see if there are any siblings or anything. And they're also checking with people that may still be alive, people that might be in their mid-80s, early to mid-80s, that can remember any details surrounding this boy 65 years ago. Because, of course, they don't know who murdered him. I thought that was pretty interesting. DNA is a beast. You can't get away with anything. People think they can, but you cannot. You cannot. Because even the smartest criminal forgets something, you know. You're going to forget something. And you can't just wipe away DNA like that. Which brings me back to Idaho. A DNA-less crime. I don't believe it. But the latest thing I've heard now is that there's a white car in the area of those students' house. I have the TV on right now in case you see me look up every now and then, but there was a white car near the home, and they're looking into who it belongs to, why it was there, type of thing. But there had to be some type of DNA. There had to be. There had to be. And I mean, I understand it takes weeks sometimes to get the analysis back and all that. But we're coming up on 4 weeks. Give us something. Give us some type of closure. And find who did this. I'd be afraid to leave my house. I'd have a bar on every window. And the most expensive security system I could find. You have a murderer running around Idaho who killed 4 people and got away. I wouldn't be sleeping too soundly. The salad is good. Can you tell? I haven't checked the Steeler game because I think maybe I'm going to double check. But I think maybe they play tomorrow night. Maybe. I think it's an 8:15 game. Sunday night. Nonetheless, there will be a Week 14 Steeler tailgate mukbang. Here's some real irrelevant news. I thought I had sealed off everything in my house from stink bugs. I seriously haven't seen one inside since summertime, since I actually sealed off a window where I think they were coming in. Today, I was coming out of my bedroom. You know how out of the corner of your eye, especially if you have white walls like I do here. Out of the corner of your eye, you can see if there's a dark spot somewhere. You know, you don't even have to be looking up. Coming out of my bedroom, and out of the corner of my eye, I said to myself, there's something on the wall. I look over, a stink bug right by my bedroom door. I lost it. Grabbed a chair, piece of toilet paper, climbed up and got him because he was real close to the ceiling. And then I figured out maybe he came in from the basement because I had the basement door open. Just the one that leads from the dining room down to the basement. Not outside. I had that door open because heat comes up out of the basement. Like it gets very hot down there from the furnace. So I like to let some of the heat come upstairs. So I had the door open to allow the heat to come in. I think it came from there. Needless to say, I shut that door. I'd rather freeze to death than to deal with a stink bug in the house. But that's how I am. I do not like them. Does anyone watch the series You on Netflix? The new season's coming. I think January, February. One of those. I don't usually get into a series much, but every now and then one will get me. It's a psychological thriller. Not horror, not scary. It's just crazy stuff that makes you really think. That type of psychological thriller. I can't wait. But Netflix gets me every time because they'll air something really good that I want to see. And I'll watch that, and then they'll go dry and have nothing for months. And then I start thinking I'm going to cancel it again because I'll turn it off, turn it back on, turn it off, turn it on. I was just about ready to turn it off again. When I saw the trailer, You is coming back. So looks like I'm going to have Netflix a little longer. I got the noisy fork today. Because it really is hard to eat salad with a rice paddle. It is. But there's probably going to be another freezer surprise tomorrow. That's as much as I'm going to tell you. It's time to do that so I can reload. Well, gang, I'm going to go ahead and jump off here. I think I've run my mouth enough. Peace out, my gastronomes and vampires. I will see you soon.